Welcome to Tamez Labs. I'm Tripwire, joined as always by Jack Locke, and today we're doing something that would have sounded absurd a couple of years ago, a proper head-to-head between Canva and Adobe Firefly for actual client work. We've got a real brief, a real success bar, and we're going to find out whether Canva's new AI 2.0 changes the conversation or whether Firefly still holds the line where it counts. Let's get into it. I want to run a proper bake-off today, and it's one that would have been a joke to have 2 years ago. Canva versus Adobe Firefly for a real client campaign.
Canva against Firefly for paying work.
I know how that sounds, but here's why it's suddenly a live question. Canva shipped AI 2.0 back in April at Canva Create, and the thing underneath it is a proprietary design model, and the pitch is the part that matters. It doesn't spit out a flat image.
Meaning what exactly?
Meaning it generates a fully layered, editable design file from one prompt. The colors, the fonts, the positions, every element stays editable. That is the single biggest complaint about AI design tools. Solved on paper. You used to prompt, get a render, want to move one thing, and have to re-prompt and get something totally unrelated.
Right, the AI first, design second problem. You couldn't tweak, you could only re-roll.
Exactly. So the test I want to hold both tools to is concrete. Build a small campaign asset set, a social graphic, a landing page, or a slide, and a supporting image. 3 things it has to be. Brand consistent, editable at the component level without regenerating from scratch, and commercially safe to ship for a paying client.
And success is what? One clean sentence.
A working pro could hand it to a client without a full manual rebuild and without a copyright liability hanging over it.
Okay, that last clause is going to do a lot of work, I can already tell. But let's start with your side. Where does Canva actually win?
The layered output. That's the craft unlock. You get a starting composition you can actually push around, not a picture you have to argue with. And then the brand stuff. Brand Kit plus this new memory library keeps your colors, fonts, and logos consistent across the whole set. So for the social graphic and the slide leg, end to end. Prompt, layered design, edit the components, export for every platform, never leave the tool.
That's genuinely the fastest path for a non-designer. I'll give you that outright. But let me push on memory, because I read the same thing you did. The memory library can overfit.
It can.
It leans too hard on your prior context and homogenizes everything, which on a multi-asset campaign is a nightmare, right? The whole point is variety within a brand, and this thing is quietly making all 3 pieces look like the same piece.
That's the real slop risk with Canva, yeah. It's the classic Canva failure mode, template gravity, and memory can accelerate it. Everything starts looking like everything else.
And that's not a bug you can fully turn off. That's the human's job to break. Even Canva's own guy admits it. Danny Wu, their head of AI products, his line is that with code generation cheap now, the value's shifted to visual control. What you build needs to be distinctive and look like your brand or vision.
Which is an admission.
It's a total admission. The tool won't supply distinctiveness. That's on you. He's telling you the automation handles the easy part.
I'll take that as fair. And I'd add, the image generation itself is serviceable, not premium. It's good for headers and social. Illustration and abstract styles hold up. But realistic people, realistic products, it's weak on photorealism.
So for a hero product shot, Canva's out.
For a hero shot, don't reach for it. Same with video, honestly. The orchestration is underdeveloped. Scene transitions, voiceover pacing, you're fixing that by hand. Naive use ships janky cuts. It's not a video contender.
All right, so now Firefly. And here's where I think the test tilts. Adobe's whole differentiator isn't the pictures, it's the training data.
The safe-to-ship story.
Firefly's trained on Adobe stock, license material, and public domain images. And Adobe offers IP indemnification for eligible enterprise customers. That's the leg of the test Canva can't match. Commercially safe to ship for a paying client? That's not a nice to have. That's the whole clause.
And on Canva's side, what covers you is Canva Shield, which is only limited enterprise indemnification. And their AI leans on open AI models trained on broad data sets. So the liability on Canva is basically on you.
Which the tool never tells you. It doesn't flag when a generated image is a problem. You find out later.
That's the honest gap. The pro's judgment about what's safe to ship, that's where the craft and the legal cover both live. Canva doesn't do it for you.
And Firefly's got two more things Canva just doesn't have. Slightly higher image quality, better photorealism, plus style reference, where you feed it an image and it guides the aesthetic. And the big one, editable vector generation, inside Illustrator.
Canva has no vector generation. None.
So for a logo mark, a scalable brand element, Firefly wins uncontested. That's not close.
It's not. So where does Firefly fall down, to be fair to my side?
Workflow, mostly. Standalone Firefly is thin on layout. There's no template to export campaign flow. The power lives inside Photoshop and Illustrator, which means a steep learning curve and a Creative Cloud subscription to unlock it. That's $23 to $88 a month, depending on what you're in.
Versus Canva Pro at $13 a month, bundling a whole design platform. For a marketer, that's real value.
It is, and I should say, neither of these is a quality champion. The comparison reviewers put it plainly. Neither Canva AI nor Firefly makes images on par with a dedicated generator like Midjourney or Flux Pro. Both of them trade cutting-edge quality for accessibility and safety.
Right. Nobody's winning a photorealism trophy here. Now, one caveat I want on the record. The cleanest head-to-head comparison out there is from February, and it predates AI 2.0. It rated them basically even. Canva 4.3, Firefly 4.4, and split the recommendation by user type. But it was reviewing the old Magic Studio, not the layered design model.
So its Canva score is a version behind.
A version behind. And here's the bigger honesty flag. I couldn't find a named agency or studio hands-on teardown of AI 2.0's layered output specifically. The layered editing win is documented by Canva and by Tech Press, not yet by an independent working pro test.
Which matters, because Canva's got the scale numbers. 170 million users, 6 million coded sites, a claimed 75% cut in code generation time. Scale is real. Craft is the open question.
Scale is real, craft is unproven. Agreed.
And there's this reputation thing hanging over all of it. Creative Block ran a piece in August basically documenting the shame reflex. A marketer confessing, quote, "Don't hate me, but I use Canva."
The apology built right into the sentence.
The argument being the stigma is lagging the capability. Post-affinity acquisition, the layered features, it's a legitimate Adobe and Figma challenger now. Purists still call it a tool for amateurs, but that's eroding.
So let's land it on the actual test.
The verdict splits, and it splits cleanly on the safe-to-ship clause.
If you weight speed, editability, and end-to-end brand-consistent assembly, Canva AI 2.0 wins. The layered design model plus brand kit is the fastest path to a coherent, tweakable set. That's the genuine upgrade this whole conversation is built on.
And if you weight commercial safety and pro-grade editability, vectors, photorealism, Firefly wins. Because safe-to-ship is a real leg of the test, and Canva's indemnification is limited. Full stop.
So the practical read. A freelancer or agency serving clients in regulated or IP-sensitive space.
Firefly for the images and the vectors. Then assemble. Eat the learning curve and the subscription because the liability cover is worth it.
And a marketer or a small studio shipping social and presentation volume at speed.
Canva AI 2.0. But treat commercial safety as a manual gate you check yourself, every time.
The trade-off is craft depth versus workflow speed. And the one thing both tools share.
Neither breaks template gravity for you. That's still the human's job. The tool gets you a coherent, on-brand starting point, fast. It will not make you distinctive.
That last mile is still ours, which, honestly, is the good news. Thanks for spending the time with us today. If this one sparked something, a tool you want us to put through the same pressure test, or a verdict you'd push back on, we want to hear it. I'm Tripwire. Jack Lock's here too. And this is Tamez Labs.
Grab news. Tamez.